we'll get into that. So, Brian, start us off with one, why did we bring up storytelling in this particular situation? And two, what kind of stories are we talking about?
Okay, so the why first. I think it's fair to say that. I mean, I remember it. I remember email marketing. Probably 10 years ago when 50% of the people you sent it to opened the emails, and it started to go
Those were
down
the
a few
days.
percent. And that's what happened. We took it for granted then, and all the rest of it. Nowadays, we are literally doing backflips and high fives if you get a zero point 0.1 open rate and a single or like a double digit click through rate is phenomenal.
Yeah.
So what we're talking about here is attention. First of all, in a sea of emails, our ability to sniff out bullshit and even delete stuff before paying it any attention whatsoever, we've all got better of that because we've been trained every day for the last however many years, with on thousands of emails. So getting attention is super difficult, and the first way of getting the right type of attention is demonstrating some sort of relevancy. And the storytelling aspect you're referring to, James, it's how we're hardwired. It's what gets our attention and draws us in, and all the rest of it. So we'll get into some of that. But whenever I see an example of an email, if somebody says, "Look, nobody's opening my email campaign," and all the rest of it, it's always one of three things. It's either the hook, the message of the challenge, or the offer. And actually, if you think about that as a three-part story, and the most simple sort of storytelling structure is a three-part structure. We're talking about getting the attention, make it relevant, engaging enough to lean in, and then compelling enough to take some action. And that's all we're talking about. It's as simple as that, actually. And if you just look at your dry emails saying the same thing as the next recruiter in the next company and apply some thinking around, is the hook good enough to get your attention? Is the story, the challenge or the offer relevant enough to make you lean in and engage? And then is the action at the end compelling enough for you to do something about it? If you only do that, you'll get something out of it. So that's where I would start, James. It's literally just breaking it down into three parts. Is it the hook, which is often the email subject line? The only reason we pour over the subject line, the only reason it exists is to get you to click into the actual email. Then the challenge, the offer, the story that you're telling there. And at the end, how are you tying it all together with some sort of call to action to do the thing you want them to do?